Okay, I hope I'm actually in the frame. This is Ian Harvey. I'm going to be doing a bit of work for a crick in the neck. You're going to get plenty of clients in your office with this problem. And what I found, probably 4 times out of 5, is that it's not these spinal erectors. It's not SCM. It's not trapezius. It tends to be levator scapula. This muscle that runs up the side of your neck. It hits the sides of these top 4 vertebrae, and it runs down to the superior angle of your scapula. So it does just what the name says it does, which is elevate the scapula. When people have head forward and shoulder forward posture, levator scapula gets activated even more. It becomes a posture muscle rather than just a shoulder hiking muscle. And that can be where part of the problem comes in. So, if you are going to successfully work with a crick in the neck, first of all, warm up the area. Oh yeah, that other 1 time out of 5, it tends to be trapezius. Most of the time though, when I press on levator scapula, people say, holy crap, that's it. So I'm coming at this from a myofascial perspective. I'm going slow, I'm taking my time. I'm not pinching, I'm not using a pincer grip, I'm using a duck grip. Quack, quack. Looks something like this. And I'm going slow. I'm probably using about 50% of the pressure that I'll end up using later on. I'm going light at first. Now, is that too much pressure? And what I'm relying on with these slow myofascial strokes is for the nervous system to do some of my work for me. I'm going slow and I'm waiting because the nervous system needs to acclimate to this new stimulus, this new pressure, this new state of stretch for the skin and for the fascia. And I'll probably have another video about this, but this is kind of my favorite move. This is what gets me the most, oh wow, what was that? Do you have 5 hands? Kind of thing. This is just spreading the superior pec fascia laterally. Had too much coffee earlier. Shaking. And spreading the neck fascia superiorly. And if you run out of room, you can start over with 1 hand or both hands. And I'll do this a couple of times. So levator scapula, it is posterior to SCM, which runs right here. It's that big ropey guy on the front of your neck. And it runs, for most of its length, anterior to trapezius. So I've got trapezius pinched right here. I've got SCM held back right here. You'll find levator scapula between the two. It'll run right along those transverse processes of the vertebrae. The top 3 or 4 of them. And it runs all the way down under the trapezius, so deep to the trapezius, to the superior angle, which my 2 fingers on my right hand are contacting right now. So right about there. There's some tissue that comes around back, but if I press right down on that superior angle, I'll be pressing on that tendinous attachment site. So if I want to work on levator scapula by itself, I'll pin that superior angle in place, and I'll do a bit of kind of a combination of a pin and stretch and very light trigger point work. I'll stretch, I'll hold in place, I'll stretch, I'll hold in place. Keep in mind that levator scapula is a very thin ribbon-like muscle. It's very easily ticked off, which is why sleeping on a friend's couch or sleeping with too many pillows under your head can end up with a crick in the neck. That feeling like you just can't go past a certain point because either it's too painful or it almost feels like bone on bone. But usually it's this muscle right here. It's cantankerous. Go all the way up to C2 and C1 and hold these. Invite your client to take some easy breaths. What we're doing right now is not just working with these muscle fibers, but we're also giving the central nervous system some new information about this crick, that maybe it doesn't need to be in spasm. And how I would proceed after this is I would have my client take their neck through a small range of motion. Right now I'm just fiddling around, don't worry about this. I would have my client take their neck through a small range of motion and point to where any remaining pain is. Sometimes they'll point to a different place, and in my experience, movement is good. If the pain moves, and then you work where that pain is, and then you say, move your head again, see where the pain is now. Sometimes the pain will disappear completely. That happens for me about 50% of the time. Other times, you'll get your client off the table with a lot more range of motion, and that can be a godsend for someone with this problem. Just don't dig too much, and recommend that they ice. This is inflammation, this is spasm. We need to get things to calm down. Alright, give this a try, let me know how it goes, and have a good day.